Hello cloud champions. Welcome to this lecture. And I know that I come after a long time, but I was trying to make some important topics for you guys, so I was busy in that. But in this lecture, we are going to provision our EC2 instance. And in the last lecture, I've already given you the practical exposure of how to create an EC2 instance. But the way that this time I'm gonna ask you to do a provision of EC2 instance, and I will show you how to SSH into the instance and through the Putty, through Windows 10 and EC2 Instance Connect. The three-way you're supposed to know how to SSH to your EC2 instance. Okay, so let's going. We're going to keep it under 20 to 30 minutes. So if we can, and we're going to provision a little EC2 instance and turn it into a web server afterwards. And the next video, you're gonna see how we're gonna change into a web server. So let's go and make our hands dirty. Now you will need to log into the AWS console. So if you can see, I've already opened the AWS console. This is not my root user. This is my EC2 user, which has all administrative privileges. So make sure whenever you want to log into the EC2 console, do not use your root account. Okay, so I'm gonna start it and start signing it, and as soon as I'm gonna start signing, it will gonna ask me an MFA. MFA means multi-factor authentication, which I already have it over here. So I'm gonna put my multi-factor authentication to 4. Here you go. Here I am in the console, and over here on the left hand side, you're gonna see an EC2 option where you see recently visited services EC2. I'll click on EC2 instance, and on the left hand side you see the EC2 dashboard, instances, and if I'll go under the instances, there's the instances option as well. I'll click on instances, and you see over here launch an instance. I'm gonna launch an instance. There you go. It's taking time. And now free tier eligible, free tier, it does not cost any money to us. So I'm gonna always, all through the lectures, in the coming lectures as well, in the coming sessions as well, in the coming videos, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna use this Amazon Linux 2 AMI all the time. Okay, so I'm gonna press select, and this is T2 micro, which is free tier eligible. I can use other than that T2 medium, small, large and everything, but it will gonna cost money. So I always gonna use T2 micro, free tier eligible. But whenever I need to use any other kind of instance, definitely I'll let you know. It will gonna cost a little bit of money on that, but right now I'm gonna choose T2 micro over here, and then I'll go on the right hand side down corner and set next, configure the instance details. Instance detail, how many number of instances? 1. Okay, we do not need any spot instances. It will be discussed in the later lectures. In the guys, network VPC, default VPC, it will be gonna come in depth with the VPC lectures. Subnet, which availability zone you want to create it. If you want to have a specific availability zone, yes, specific availability zone will be there. You can create it, but I'm gonna keep it as default. Subnetting, if I want to use the subnetting, it will be discussed later as well. Okay, placement group, it will be discussed later in the IAM role. Shutdown behavior, what kind of shutdown behavior you want to terminate, you want to stop it, or you want to hibernate it. It will gonna come in the next lecture, in the coming lectures, in the next sessions, that what these options are and how it's gonna work and how it's gonna affect. Okay, if I'm gonna do enable CloudWatch detail monitoring, then it will gonna do it the monitoring of my EC2 instance every minute, but by default the EC2 instance will be monitored by the CloudWatch every 5 minutes, even though I didn't click on this. Okay, shared, run as a shared hardware instance. T2, T3 unlimited, discuss it later, definitely. Okay, this is in advanced details. Enable V1, V2, everything will be discussed later on. Today's topic is to how to SSH through Putty, through Windows 10, or through PowerShell and Instance Connect. Okay, so next, on the right hand side down corner, you'll see add storage. You click on storage. You see this is a default storage. Before some times ago, it was said in AWS that the root will not be encrypted. At the time of creation of EC2 instance, but this has changed. AWS has changed, and while creating the EC2 instance, you can encrypt your root volume. Make sure you remember this. Okay, delete on termination. If you uncheck this, so the root volume will not be deleted when the EC2 instance is terminated. Okay, I'm gonna keep it as default. Next, add tags. I'll put in tag, put name. Okay, I'll put web server 01. Sorry, web server 01. Instances volumes are attached. Next, I'm gonna go into my security group on the right hand side, and if I'll say I create a new security group or select an existing security group, basically I can create a new security group. Okay, here you go. I got a WebDMZ security group over here. Okay, if you see in this one, I've already enabled TCP port 80, SSH 22, and SQL TCP 3306 on the source IP, which is 0.0000/0, 0.0.0.0/0, 0.0.0.0/0. This is basically, it is open to the world. It is not specific, so I can SSH from anywhere or HTTP from anywhere. Okay, so I'll select my WebDMZ, but for security groups, definitely in the coming lectures, in the coming session, we definitely will gonna discuss it in depth. So I'll gonna go review. I'll share all review what I have said it, all review over here, and then I select launch. Choose an existing key pair. I said no. I'll choose a new key pair, and I'll keep it a name of this key pair. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a name of this key pair. My WS, my web server. Okay, and then I download the key pair. Okay, and I'm gonna download it on my desktop. Okay, under the key pair. This is a old one, this is a new one. My WS, it's a PEM file. Okay, I save it, it's saved, and now I'm gonna do launch instance. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'll go a little bit down, and I can view my instance is getting ready. Until that, I'm gonna pause my video, and as soon as it's been ready, then we're gonna come and try to SSH to this EC2 instance. Thank you guys. Okay guys, welcome back. Thank you very much, Cloud Champions. We have already done this. My instance is running, up and running. It has a public IP. Okay, it has a private IP. It has a security group, WebDMZ, which I selected. Okay, now what I want you to do, if you want to do an SSH, you have through the Putty, you can go to putty.org. Okay, and you can download Putty from here. Okay, as soon as it's Putty, and then you're gonna install it. As soon you're gonna install it and the installation is completed, what I want you to do is, first I'm gonna tell you that how we can SSH into our EC2 instance through Putty. Okay, so guys, we're gonna going through, because I've already downloaded Putty, it's already installed. So what I'll do, I'll minimize my browser, I'll open the windows, I'll gonna put Putty gen over here. Okay, you see the Putty generation over here. Okay, over here, as soon it will gonna open, I'm gonna go to the file option, load the private key. Where's my private key? My private key is in key pair, in the desktop, in the key pair. You drop down it, all files. Okay, and what was the key pair? My private key was my WS. Okay, and I'll select on that, successfully imported the foreign key. Okay, and I put OK on that. Okay, now I'm gonna save the private key. Over here you can see the option, save the public key and save the private key. I'm gonna save the private key over here. Are you sure you want to save this key without a paraphrase to protect it? I said yes. Okay, and where I'm gonna put this key? Still on the desktop, in the key pair, desktop, key pair, and I'll put, but make sure this Putty private key files, its extension is ppk. Before, when we creating the key, it was spam file, but through Putty, the private key extension is ppk. So I'm gonna do my ws, okay, as a ppk, and I'm gonna save it, and it is saved. Let me show you how it is saved. I'll go into my key pair over here. You see this, my ws over here. Now I'm gonna go to the start. I'll put Putty over here. You see the Putty over here. I'll click on Putty. It shows over here the Putty. Okay, now in Putty, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a EC2 dash user at the rate. Okay, and then I'll go into my console, into AWS console, and you see this public IP, and I'll copy it to the clipboard. Okay, and I'll come into the Putty and I'll put the IP address over here. You see the SSH port is 22 and SSH is selected over here. Okay, don't do anything now. Okay, now go to the, on the left hand side, you see under the connection, there is a session, it is called a tab called SSH. Drop down this SSH and you see this AUTH authentication. You see this private key file for the authentication. Which is the private key for the authentication? I said browse private key. That's asking you the ppk file which we created through the Putty gen. Okay, so mf key pair, we go into the key pair and my ws key pair through the Putty gen. Okay, now I'm gonna go into my session again on the left hand side, on the top session. Okay, and then I'm gonna load it, and then I'm gonna save over here. I'm gonna save my webs, save it, webs. Okay, and then I'll put, it is saved over here, and this is the IP address, and then I'll put it open. As soon as I put open, it will gonna say the server host key is not cached in the registry. You have no guarantee the server is the computer you think it is. I said yes, and here you connected through the Putty. Okay, you do sudo su ls -lrt, and you're gonna see that it is connected through Putty. So you know now that your EC2 instance, how you gonna connect through the Putty. Okay, but make sure that if you, after you shut down the instance, I'm gonna close this. If you shut down or restart the instance, this IP will be changed. Okay, then you have to change the IP in the Putty over here in WS load. You see this, you have to change that IP address over here. As soon you restart the instance, the public IP will gonna change. Okay, this is the way you connect to the Putty, okay, of your EC2 instance. Now what I'm gonna tell you now, this is the way to connect to Putty. Now we're gonna go and connect through our Windows 10. We don't need any software, we do not need any applications. We're gonna use Windows 10 command prompt or PowerShell to connect to our EC2 instance. So guys, please be focused. Okay, I'm gonna press on start. I'm gonna press CMD. Okay, and on the CMD, wait a minute, on CMD, right click and run as an administrator. Okay, run as an administrator. Okay guys, let me see if it is working or not. Okay guys, this is now in the command prompt. In over here you write down SSH and make sure that the SSH is installed. If SSH is not installed, then definitely you have to install SSH, and I'm gonna come into a session where I'm gonna tell you how to install SSH. Okay, if it is showing you these options, that means SSH is installed. So what I'm gonna do, I'll put a command SSH-I. Where is the path to the file? The path to the file is, I'm gonna put down this, I'm gonna put down this. Okay, I'm gonna go into my key pair. Okay, this is my key. I'm gonna do this. Here is the path to my file, this one, and I'll put this over here, and I'll put the file name. Then I'll put the file name. What was my file name? My file name was myws. Okay, then I put EC2-user @ and then I'll go into my console, copy the public IP address, and I'll put it over here and see if it's gonna connect. Here you go. See, it is saying that it is not connected, permission denied. Always make sure why it is showing permission denied. I'll show you. This is an error which is very important to understand, that it is trying to connect, but what is the issue? I'll show you this issue, because if you're gonna come across this issue, you know how to rectify this. It's showing permission denied. This is permission denied is 6400 permission denied. You have to change it to another permission. But let's see. I'm gonna put it down. Okay, I'm gonna go into the key pair again to this file, right click it, go to the properties of this file, go to the security tab. Okay, make sure that you as a user is been there. If you're a user, you have been added there. Okay, go into the advanced buttons over here. Okay, change it, change the ownership. Okay, who will be the owner? If you will be the owner, you can change the, I'm gonna do advanced over here, and I'll find it now. Who will be the owner? Administrator over here, administrator, I'm the owner. Okay, as soon, and I'll select disable inheritance, and I'll select disable. If you do not do the disable inheritance, it will not gonna work. So you're gonna disable inheritance and apply and okay and okay. All right, so guys, let's try again with the same thing, same command. Permission denied because it's not taking the key file. Okay guys, so just found out like what was the error. The error was there that my WS, I was going into right click, going into the properties, okay, going into the security details. It was all fine because I don't have any users and everything, so I just went into the advanced and I just disabled the inheritance. So as soon as I disable the inheritance, okay, and then I click OK on that, and then when I went into my CMD, okay, I put this SSH-I, where it is my ws.pam, which I also forgot the extension has to be put there. I was just putting my ws. I have to put pam, that the pam file, the extension file, EC2-user 99. That's an public IP address which I got it from the console. I'll show you from the console. This is the IP address which I copied. Okay, as soon as I just put it there, okay, it will gonna sudo su and it's connected. Okay, and it connected through SSH. You see this IP address is basically in a private IP address which is from the console 172.31.0-210. okay, this one is the private IP address which is coming from the console. So this is the way you SSH in through the command prompt, either from PowerShell, and I also showed you about the Putty. But the last and the least, I'm gonna show you how to connect through the connect button over here from the console. And this connect button from the console basically gives an ability to connect to the EC2 instance without the keys. Okay, so I'm gonna close this. Okay, I'll put connect on there. Okay, and you select, you see this chmod, that was the permission issue in the previous one. Now over here you select the EC2 Instance Connect browser based SSH connection, username EC2-user. okay, and you press connect on that and it will gonna connect by itself. Here you go. Okay, so guys, in the today's session I'm gonna also do a session of how to install the web server, the Apache server, and we're gonna check out our website as well on the next session. So make sure that you people be connected with me on the next session as well, and definitely I'll be producing every in alternate days. I'll be producing 2 sessions or 3 sessions, okay, for more contents on AWS. So guys, I hope you like it, and if you don't like it, if you have any issues, just give me on the comment so I can make it better. Okay, make sure to subscribe it and also give a remarks, and also put a bell icon for the next session, that if I'm going to provide next session on a next video, then you're gonna get an alarm for that. And also subscribe this channel for us. And moreover, I'm gonna give you one more option in this session, that as a instructor we are giving in a good value right now, which is a VM certified engineering course, which is in Canada is for $3,000 right now. If you want to search it, you can search it. It is in Canada, it is for $3,000 for 3 days. But we are providing this certification, which is an official training, which is leading to the certification, live instructor led. Okay, the books which will be provided will be updated automatically. You don't have to go and get the new books. It will be automatically, it will be updated every single time. And after that, we are providing 50% discount offer, and it will be in hands-on, and the labs will be there. You'll be able to access the labs, and the instructor will be completely VM vendor certified as well. So make sure, if you like it, just give me a message on my email address, which I'm gonna mention definitely on my video. So hope you like it, and just wait for another session. And that's all for this session. Thank you very much, guys, and a wonderful night.